Good afternoon, dear students, and my name is Hirdesh Madan, and I'm uh, presenting to you the slot 2 analysis of CAT, which is happening today. And as expected, in the first slot was, and the second slot was also almost similar in structure and style, but yes, there were some variations, and all the people who will be taking slot 3, please note some of the pointers which I'll be discussing right now. So overall, the paper had 66 questions divided into three sections: 24 questions of verbal, then 20 questions of DI, and 22 questions in mathematics. CAT is always known for throwing surprises, though. But this year is the year after, I think, 3-4 years we have seen some variation in slot 1 and 2. Earlier, the variation between the slots was minimalistic. Today, in the second slot, we see some variation from the first slot, and that too especially in the mathematics. So a lot of people who are worried when they are coming out of the hall, because everybody is finding their quant attempt less. So my first cut is that math was definitely difficult than the first slot. All the people who used to attempt whatever number of questions in their mocks, today they were finding almost they could attempt 4-5 questions less than what they usually end up doing. So that's the slight variation. On the flip side, the DI was slightly easy. So the pure DI block, which was a bar diagram, in fact, the first slot also we had a one block on the bar diagram. This slot also we had a block on bar diagram, and this block was in fact more direct and easy than the first slot. But let me tell you, people who have attempted less in second slot, do not worry. If you have attempted less, you are not at disadvantage, because at the end of the day, there's a scaling process which takes place of all the three slots, and they ensure that if overall the attempt is less, you will not be individually penalized for being only in this specific slot. So don't worry, if your attempt is slightly less, it's okay. Even still, you can make it to the IIMs and the top MBA colleges. So let me get into the structure of first slot. So first slot, we had 4 RCs, 16 questions, 4 into 4, and the passage one was from around knowledge. One passage was around historians' perspective on colonial India. Then there was a one passage on how the languages are losing their importance, because today we write less and speak more. So overall, people, I have personally talked to a lot of good students who have been doing fairly well in our hit bullseye mock exams, and the overall the section was medium to difficult. It was not easy, I will say, but and overall, as non-RC has been very predictable since years now. Para Jumbles, we had 3 questions, para summary 3 and 2 odd man out, and there were 5 theta questions. And overall, this section, if you see, people have attempted again uh, around 16 to 19 has been general attempt for the good student I'm talking about, who were aspiring to be in IIMs. And so that was the breakup for the quant section. Let me move to the second section, which is the DI section. And if you look at the DI section, as I told you early, this section was slightly easier than the last slot. So 1-4 question set which we discussed about paragraph was very easy, and it was a graph related to products. Then it's a packaging and dispatch, so more of a very simple operations kind of a thing. Then the typical one block from the games, which was 12 teams tournament divided into various groups, then the winner. So all those, this set has been typically coming since so many years in DI now, and again, everything said and done, these sets are not easy. And then there was a one set of 6 questions which are related to the distribution. It was more around delivery boy, making when he does the delivery, he earns points, then some bonus. So then there were some conditions around it, and this was again this was difficult. This was not an easy one, but overall we have seen people moving up to, because in the first slot we have seen people, hardly any people going to 3 blocks, but in this we have seen few people going to the 4th block also, and 3 is pretty common. So overall, uh, a medium kind of this thing, and attempt of, we have seen somewhere from 10 to 15 is the general range right now. Coming back to the third section, which is the mathematics, and this is where the major people have suffered, because if you see overall, the third section had a good level of difficulty. Questions were lengthy, people were not able to find so many easy questions, and overall we have seen a dip of around 4 to 5 attempt in this section, where on the first attempt we had seen people going up to as good as 20. Probably here I'll say good attempt will be somewhere from 13 to 17 is the, please understand, is the first cut. Though we have talked to good number of students, still it might change little bit here or there, but overall otherwise the questions were fairly representative from all the areas. We had questions from time and work, geometry, time, speed and distance, allegation, profit loss. Yes, number system has not been coming in CAT. If you see last 2-3 years, if you see the CAT paper couple of years back, number system used to rule the roost, but today if you see, you'll not find that kind of volumes in the paper. Yes, algebra was fairly there in the paper, and there was a question on equation. So overall I'll say second slot, if you see, so I have given the range of attempts. Verbal, it is somewhere from uh, uh, 16 to 20. DI have been around 10 to 15, and math I'll say 13 to 17 or 18. That's what the range for getting into the top B schools. And I'm very sure people who are going to the third slot, they will find this information useful. But remember, go with the open mind. Don't think math is going to come easy or difficult, right? Just go with the flow. That is what is all about. Solving the papers like CAT. And at HitBullseye, we always, if you are looking, if you have a good attempt and looking forward to IM calls, we are here to help you out in the second stage of group discussion and interview. And very soon we will come out with a complete analysis on our webpage. You can just type these 3 keywords: CAT 21 analysis HitBullseye. Just type these 3 keywords on Google, and you'll be able to reach the page where you'll be able to find the detailed analysis with complete analytics. Thank you very much, and I'll be back with the third uh, slot analysis when it happens in few